And a happy cold open to you. Just wanted to hop on here really quick. This episode is pre-recorded. I did it during October when I was doing all the spooky stuff, so didn't want to put this in and interrupt the flow of things. But it is about Skinwalker Ranch. This guest lived next to Skinwalker Ranch for a few weeks and saw all kinds of crazy stuff. So get ready for a wild ride. It's a really fun episode. She's a really great lady. Before we get started, just ask everybody to subscribe to this channel, BobbyDizzle.com, for all the ways to listen on the iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, which I recently found out I was on. Didn't know that. Also, have a coffee sponsor. It's Friggin' Coffee. You can check them out right there, store.friggincoffee.com. For those of you listening on iTunes, I realize I never put that in the description. I probably should. But this will make you have a reason to come on the YouTube page and see the link to store.friggincoffee.com. But without further ado, I hate that phrase, by the way, but today's not the time to solve the problem. I had to get the thesaurus out. Let's go visit Miss Ann Hatfield and talk about her time living next to Skinwalker Ranch. How about it? Thanks everyone for watching again. All right, we're here with Ann Hatfield, an actual Hatfield of the Hatfield and McCoy Hatfields, but that's not why she's here. That's another show, as we just talked about. She lives on currently. Is it currently? Do you live on the?
Not any longer. Not as of about 6 weeks ago.
Okay, so 6 weeks ago, for a period of time, she lived on 15 acres overlooking Skinwalker Ranch, the Skinwalker Ranch. She wants to tell her story tonight. She's here on the Caffeinated Cryptid, and we are excited. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about Skinwalker.
All right, let's talk about it.
15 acres overlooking it. What happened?
I was there for 6 months. I moved from Connecticut in March of this year and always wanted to live in Utah. So my boyfriend at the time owned these 15 and a half acres and was like, "Are you ready to go to the most haunted place on the earth?" And I'm like, "Bring it on." I'm more afraid of people than I am anything out there. And so, yeah, we just went out and started doing our thing.
Just wonder, like when you're out there, did you know that's where you did say you knew you were living next to it.
Yeah.
Like what was the first thing that happened let you know it was probably the real deal Holyfield?
Probably hearing discordant voices, footsteps. There's, I like to call them sparks and spots in the sky, where there's just like a blip that's a spark or a dark spot. And it's just for an instant, but it happens all the time. Yeah, and there was, I remember one of the first times we were out there, I was, sorry, my words aren't working tonight.
It's okay. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
It takes about 15 minutes to make it all happen. You'll be great in 15 minutes.
There's a pond on our part of the land, and there was some sort of kid down there crying. And I'm like, "Oh no, I know that trick. I'm not going down there."
Nope. Oldest one in the book.
Huh?
That's the oldest one in the book. Skinwalker.
Oldest one in the like. I was born in the morning, but it wasn't this morning.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
What's next? A woman screaming?
Huh?
I said, what's next? A woman screaming?
Yeah, I heard that too, but I'm used to Fisher cats from Connecticut, so yeah. But I never felt scared on the land. You go there with love in your heart, with peace in your heart, with respect, make offerings, and the land will treat you well if you treat it well.
Yeah, I've heard that about the Navajo areas.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering, like, how much of what the well, did you watch the show at all? The
I did.
Skinwalker Ranch show? How much
Hmm.
of that is going on, like, just randomly? You said the sparks and spots,
Hmm.
the UAPs and
Yep.
portals opening up.
Yep.
That's crazy. They said that. Did you ever have any like cryptid sightings out there, dogmen?
Deer men,
Deer?
actually. And I can show
Much
you a
worse.
video.
Sure.
I will pull it up. It's not a video of it happening, but it is of the guy who owns some land next to us who has a scientific program going.
Is that other place? The other Skinwalker Ranch, like was it Bunny Ranch? It's called.
No,
Wait,
that's Hugh Hefner.
yeah, that's right. Bunny Ranch is in Nevada. Get them mixed
There's
up there.
Space Wolf Ranch or Space Wolf Research, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
with Ryan Burns. And I was actually walking to a trailer on his land when I saw um, the thing. And this clip is kind of long, so you can trim it as needed.
We'll see what can happen. Yeah, just it's always crazy to think about those type of areas like that. Skinwalker Ranch. You got said there's one in Florida. I think I had a friend. I think I got a guest in Minnesota that has a Bigfoot infested place that kind of like skin. Somebody compared it to Skinwalker
Really,
Ranch.
I would
Asked it to
love to
happen.
see. Yeah, I would love to see a Bigfoot, which they're
Yeah.
reported here in the area as well, but I haven't seen one myself. So what happened was I was walking over to Ryan's trailer to
Mm-hmm.
use the loo, and we'll get people coming off the road, trying to sneak on the property, and
Mm-hmm.
usually they'll run away, but normally I'm like, hey, come on, come over, have a look, because people are interested, and it's really the only place you can get a good view of the ranch is from our property. And I saw a man standing by the tree, about 6 feet tall. I was about to say, hey there. And as soon as I opened my mouth, he instantly turned into a deer
Oh gosh.
and ran right in front of me. I could hear the hoof beats and everything, and stopped a little bit ways away on a hill. And I looked over to where he was standing and didn't see him. Then I looked over to my left where the deer ran, because I'm just trying to make sense of what I just saw.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing there, disappeared completely without a sound. And then, so I told Ryan, because Ryan has cameras all over his land. We did not, we preferred to experience the phenomena and the entities there without a scientific approach and just kind of live in it. We like to
Yeah.
say our neighbors were the, um, akin to marine biologists, and we were swimming with the whales. But let me see if I can get this to. Do you want me to present the video of Ryan talking or no? We
Yeah.
don't care.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah. 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 Content's content. When any evidence is cool. And so that whole area, not just the whatever 50 acres or 100 acres the ranch is on is active. It's like the whole region.
Oh, the whole region is absolutely. Yeah, I'm in Vernal right now, the town.
And so it's not
Um,
just like that. It's not just like inside the boundaries of that property.
no,
It's
not
a
at
whole
all.
thing.
Still see stuff here all the
Mm-hmm.
time, all the time.
The
Yeah, just the other
gallbladder
day.
attacks.
What was that?
With the gallbladder attacks.
Gallbladder attacks.
Apparently that's a big thing that in that area gallbladder attacks are up like 500% more than
Maybe it's
national
from all
average.
the fast food and butter. I don't know.
It could be.
I have no idea.
Let's blame the skinwalkers.
Don't
Can't
blame
be
them.
can't be anything we can control.
No, of course not. I don't know if
Here we
you'll be
go.
able to hear this.
We're about to find out.
Okay.
Mark it.
Play.
A lot of people have been asking
We hear it.
about the
Can you?
shapeshifter or
Mhm.
situation with the man, shirtless man in blue jeans who turned into a deer in front of one of my research partners' eyes. We've been a very close distance. And what I can tell you is cameras were on site, and they were facing an area that would have caught movement. And they did. They caught movement. They started rolling. However, they were unable to actually capture any images of usefulness. And that's typically the case for some reason. It was dark. It was 7:47 p.m. The sun was going down. And there was aircraft above me. There was a, for lack of a better word, event that triggered the cameras. Cameras went off right in sequential order of the direction that this individual said this man or shifter was running. Skinwalker, for lack of a better word. Skinwalkers are known to be in the area.
No shit.
This
They're known.
changed from man to deer in a split second, or a fraction of a second, ran into a field, a lower field down below here, which I can actually show you, but I'll get to that in a minute. And most likely went to one of our sacred groves down here and disappeared. The cameras did go off sequentially right at the time that she said she saw it, in the direction she said she saw it, and nothing appeared, which does not actually discredit her statement. In fact, it validates it, in my opinion. So she did see it. It frightened her.
It didn't.
No, it didn't.
And I've heard some other cases
Down in front.
similar.
Wish it was more
deer
any.
shifters,
Okay.
recently.
So that's that.
What was that from?
I'm not sure. He does, he has his own podcast and he's been on some documentaries. He did a documentary with Jack Osborne and like
Oh,
Jason Mayhew and Jamie.
What's his name?
Cagney. Ryan Burns.
Ryan Burns. Okay, I just want to give him the credit. Ryan Burns video. Anybody? I'm gonna write that down and I may research and see what it is and put it in the description. Just so I get
Yeah,
some of this stuff.
from Space Wolf Research.
Oh, okay. Ryan Burns, Space Wolf Research. All right.
Mhm.
Got to give him credit.
Absolutely.
Seemed like a cool dude. It's crazy
Yeah,
that he said the one thing. I want to go on a tangent here about people that see stuff like that. The fact that it did something crazy like disappear didn't discredit it and made it more valid
Right.
to these flesh and blood Bigfoot people to say that. Oh, well, that doesn't do that. I'm like, it almost makes it more plausible than being a hidden monkey.
Exactly. And you know, the cameras, he sent me the video of the or screenshots from the video of that night. And I'm like, Ryan, there's nothing here on he's like on these shots. And he's like, I know, Anne, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Now you saw it when it turned into a deer. Was it four legs?
Huh?
What? Sorry, I was asking. When you turned it into a deer, did it run off on four legs or did it two?
Yeah. 4 legs.
So just like straight up
Yeah.
Dasher and Dancer, 4 legs running away. Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
So it didn't do the Wendigo thing and walk on its hind legs.
No, it didn't.
Oh.
That probably would have frightened me.
Yeah, that would have been something. That would have been a different experience
Yeah.
entirely.
Entirely.
Mm-hmm. You might not have made it.
No, probably not.
And
Yeah, but
Skinwalker
afterwards I
thing.
was just like, that was interesting. That's a first. And then the very last time that I was out on the land, I saw a shirtless man walking up on the hill with somebody behind him. And I was like, oh, are there, because there's an oil derrick down there. And I've never seen anybody at the oil derrick because they're not supposed to go on there with the private property. But I was like, maybe there's like some weird worker down there. But again, came up the hill, walking up, turned into a deer. And there were 2 of them. And I felt like they were saying goodbye. So can't tell I miss it. I miss it out there. It's so beautiful.
Okay. I don't want to sound judgmental here, but these people like Native American looking guys or just regular white dudes that you saw? The first one you were closer to anyway.
Yes, but it was dark. But I would
Okay.
say likely Native American. Yeah.
So this is some pasty white guy with a mustache walking around turning into a deer.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No.
These are the questions my mind comes up with, but people are scared to ask.
No, it's a good question. It's
Yeah.
it's a valid question.
How
Doesn't
close
offend
is
me.
that to the big Navajo reservation?
What was that?
This is me. I'm thinking, how close is that to the big Navajo reservation?
Well, it's on the Ute tribal land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ute.
Hmm.
Okay, so is that up north or down south of Utah?
It's northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah, the northeast
I've
corner.
looked
of
this
the
up
state.
before. Okay. So it's up closer to Idaho. I've been to Idaho, never been to Utah.
Yeah, it's like right on the Colorado border.
Oh, okay. So it's north. You said east. I zoomed straight up in the northwest. All right. Gotcha. Looking at it. All right. There's the Utah and Array Reservation.
Hmm.
What town was it?
That is hard to tell. They have the town line split so strangely.
Like close to
Sometimes it'll
Vernal?
come up as Randelette. Sometimes it'll come up as Fort Duchesne. Sometimes it'll come up as Independence.
All right. There's Provo. That's from the
Provo's
Hank Loomis
far.
Jr. side.
Provo's by Salt Lake.
Yeah. It's way over there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's no problem. I was just trying to get a general area.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, I can see the reservation on here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I had a friend on the show. He's a Bigfoot witness. They were driving across country and they drove down the road that goes to the gate of Skinwalker.
Hmm.
And up until they got close, within about 5 miles, they had a full HD video, just on their camcorder.
Yeah.
And when they got within range of eye shot of the Skinwalker Ranch, their camera turned like 140 instantly. And it's the same thing. And it was a cell phone, just taking cell phone video. Turned to crap.
Yeah, weird stuff like that happens all the time. I had, as a joke, for those who watch the show, Eric Bard is always wearing like this camel colored like shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks like a safari guy. So I had a camel colored vest that had like a compass on it. And within a week, the compass just would spin and spin and spin and useless.
That's the little guy, isn't it? The little tech guy they have.
Yeah.
He's serious. The guy's into it.
He's very serious.
And then there's Dragon.
Then there's Dragon. Yep.
Now, what's funny is I've talked to people who work adjacent to Travis, and I've heard he won't let his daughter come out there.
Oh, really?
I've heard that they can't keep cameramen.
I don't doubt that with what they're doing. They're digging. They're doing the stuff that, the tribe has told them not to do, or that would cause a response, which is the reason why they're doing it. And they're scientists, and that's their thing.
Yeah.
So I can completely understand that. And people are scared to come on our side of the fence. And the only thing that separates their land from ours is an upside down empty onion bag on a tree branch. So.
Sounds like a legal marker.
Oh, what?
That sounds like a legal marker for
a legal marker. It is. And the reason why it's here is because it's landlocked. So they don't need extra security up at that point.
I was thinking around here, you got to have a on the edge of a farm or something. They have like a steel bar in the ground, and it's always spray painted. You got to be able to find it. Tater sack just on a fence post.
Yeah, onion.
Yeah, I'm gonna start marking everything with onion sacks now. It's legal in Utah, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
That there's legal. That's like paying for something. Land. Yeah, it's like paying for something with tobacco leaf in the 1700s.
Right.
Onion sack. That's funny. It's funny how stuff out there works. And like I live in the South and stuff's backwards here, but they got the different, like they're kind of operating on like 1800s kind of moral codes out there, which is not bad, to be honest, in my opinion.
Out here in Utah?
Just sort of like in the Montana and the Utah area, like everything's kind of the same. Like they could go right back to being in the 1800s if they wanted to, which is the flip of a switch.
Absolutely.
The cabins and the way everybody thinks.
Yeah. Especially with the church. I won't try not to.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. There's the actual. Yeah, that's like an extra. It's like some more extra icing on the cake.
It's something on a cake.
It's a definitely a cake. It could be a shepherd's pie, not even a cake at all.
Oh, it's probably one of those mincemeat pies. It's just so nasty
God.
in the inside.
You think it's a cake, but it's not. It's mashed potatoes. Like, what the hell? You ever bitten into a? I'll tell you, one time I had a protein shake that I thought was going to be like strawberry or blueberry,
Mhm.
and it happened to be chicken bouillon. It was meal. You ever been on a treadmill and think you're about to drink a fruit and it
Oh
be
my
chicken?
God, disgusting.
Yeah. You think Skinwalker's scary? Drink chicken broth protein powder on a treadmill, and
That's
you have
way
to
more
finish it.
fine.
All right. Enough about me. So, what is it that the locals think is happening out there? Like, are we
The
talking
locals-
UFO? Is it government? Is it mill lab? Is it old?
It's definitely government. I mean, we know that from the 2017 disclosure documents. The $24-25 million black budget project, which I don't have the timeline or who was in charge of what exactly. But I think that might be right before Bigelow
Mhm.
owned the ranch, or while he owned the ranch or was working with the government. And so they were out there for a number of years. You can read all about that in the Colm Kelleher book with George Knapp's The Hunt for Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty good, and everything in here is absolutely things that I've experienced. And that'll tell you a lot about how the scientific studies went in the area. I think what's going on is twofold. There's the Native American aspect of the history on the land. With the skinwalkers, I also think that there is some sort of UFO dimensional thing going on.
It seems such a trifecta of everything. Like everything I just mentioned could be a possibility.
Absolutely. And I don't know.
None of it.
That's okay.
None of it shocked me. I mean, they say they show the infrared with things just appearing, and I know it's Hollywooded a little bit.
It is.
Some of that stuff, like, well, where do they get that?
Yeah.
Now the scene where they had dude with his broken phone and it was going nuts.
Oh yeah.
That was because the phone was broken.
I think so.
I got really irritated at that. I'm like, anybody that's ever had a phone that was broken knows that it doing that scroll thing is because it's broke. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Give
your phone to a toddler, and that's what you're going to get back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and any kind of touch screen that breaks is going to scroll when it. Yeah, but I don't have to tell anybody that. But that's the part that got me like, well, they're definitely churching that part up, and maybe the rest of it's not. Or they just need to fill some time.
And I don't know. Yeah. But I don't know why they feel the need to do that. There are so many things that happen there. I'm trying to find good pictures of the portals to show you.
So if you didn't know you were looking for pictures, like, what's she doing? Like, yeah, I knew you had your screen up.
So
she's a robot.
The pictures I'm going to show you are taken around over a course of a few days, different dates you'll see as I go through the folders. And they were taken around anywhere from 11 p.m. to 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. This would be west of the ranch, probably about a mile. Let me grab these.
They're really good pictures. We saw some before we started. Like, it's, you look at it, that's the Mesa. I started fanboying out. It's the Mesa.
Do you want me to pull those up?
Oh, just whatever you want to do. I was just bantering to the crowd there about how they're actually legit pictures. And I wish I could think of that other ranch they were at.
Blind Frog?
Yeah, that's what it is. I keep wanting to say Bunny Ranch, but it's not a bunny. Completely different topic. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wow.
Exactly. So here you can see there's this light. It's not light pollution at all. These honestly aren't very.
That's a random light.
It is a random light. Let me pull up. I'm going to try to find the good ones. That was August 14th. Am I still sharing?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I guess when I
That
click
went
out.
away. Yeah, it's very sensitive to being done. It doesn't want you. It doesn't let anything residual hang around.
I don't know what these are. These will be interesting.
Cool. It's weird. It's weird. I'm like, that's the same constellation we see here. Of course it is. It's the same planet, same continent.
Same hemisphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the
I'm
same
getting
side of
good
the
at
continental
this.
divide. Maybe not.
Maybe
Here
not.
we go.
So here's another one, different date, taking place again between 11 and 4 a.m. You can see this bright light it's almost looks like the sun setting. Here there's something that's starting to come out of it. My shutter was open on my camera to.
That's crazy looking there.
Yeah, it is crazy looking. Here's a closer shot.
And that's not the sunset.
No, this was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wow.
And I believe here's a video.
Okay. That's just out there on the ranch.
Yep. Well, to the west of the ranch, same
Oh, it's
land.
not even on the ranch.
No, this is behind another mesa.
What do they got? What in the world's going on over there?
I have I don't know. I just don't know.
Like there's nothing out there
And-
really. That's that part of the country's.
So that was my 30th. Let me go to June 18th. I think this is the night that. Right. Am I still sharing?
Nope. It went away.
Okay. These I think are my favorite.
Sharing. I'm gonna have that Hank
So
Williams
much-
Jr. lyric about Provo in my head.
There's a lyric
He
about
left
Provo.
for a show. Yeah, he left for a show in Provo. Talking about Hank Williams after he died. How he'd get on a bus. He'd jump on the bus to go anywhere. There's Randallette.
Huh.
I found it.
Randall.
Looking at
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever went out west and I saw the circle fields. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, in the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
From an airplane.
Like,
Yeah.
is that what crop circles are?
There are so many crop circles. Why does nobody know?
They really should have made a big deal out of those. That's the thing. Here we go.
So
Pictures.
here, yeah. So here is another shot. These are lights from, I believe, the town of Roosevelt, right here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something. It's just like, I mean, not to borrow from Carolyn Corey, but like a tear in the sky.
Yeah, that's like it's not like a reflection on a cloud.
No, oh no,
That's
no.
two different looks.
Yeah, actually, I think this might be a house. I don't know. No, it's not a house. That's Roosevelt. I couldn't believe it. And that's from further back, just a wider shot.
Now, is that light there every night, or is it just sometimes?
It just happens there some nights.
Wow. So it's not like you're saying it's not a city. It's
No. And if anybody can debunk it, cool, because I have no idea what the hell it is. I just say portal because in the book by Colm Kelleher, who was on site doing the research when the government was at Skinwalker, there were reports of orange portals. So
There's not like a giant music festival going on there.
No Burning Man.
Like Burning Man.
No, and I actually went one night to go. I'm like, I'm gonna go see what could possibly cause that light. And I was driving to the gas station. I took all back roads, and I was like, I'm gonna find it. Like, there's got to be a spotlight or some asshole up there just shooting light out to fuck around with everybody. And I didn't find anything. It actually took me, as I was driving, there was an orb that pulled out from a field behind my car, and I ended up having about 20 minutes of missing time by the time I got to the gas station.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Digging too deep.
Digging too deep.
20 minutes. So you just, there wasn't like your shirt was on backwards when you got back to the gas station. It was missing time.
No, yeah, it was just missing time.
See, that terrifies when people say that, because that could be anything that happens.
Yeah. I mean, it could. Yeah, I have no idea. It's probably better that way.
You hear about the missing time a lot. And you're just like, did they get abducted? Like, I know of, like I was telling you about the gentleman in Minnesota with the Bigfoot on his property. And they walked north on his property almost to it adjoined some state-owned land, some state hunting land. And they found a big Bigfoot teepee back there. That's a thing for Bigfoot people, is the teepees.
Oh, made out of branches and whatnot.
And they're like, look at that new teepee. And he gets back to his house. He realizes that wasn't a new teepee. That's the one closest to his house. They just made him think that he was out there.
So
he checked his tracks. They walked the directions he thought they did.
Yeah.
And there's no new teepee out there. But they saw a teepee on the other side of his. Yeah, I've listened to that story like somebody going over film from a football game that they lost.
Right.
I've got it pieced out. And I've listened to it from start to finish probably 30 times.
Yeah.
And it had like a murder board, like on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I got notepads here. I'm drawing. Okay, they're here. We walk north. There's a teepee north. We walk back, and I'm like, damn. As soon as you realize what he's talking about, it's scary, because this dude's not blowing smoke up my skirt. He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And just the missing time. Like, who knows what happens? Maybe were you in the same place after you lost the time, or were you in?
So I was driving, and I saw the orb behind me, and I was like, oh, I wonder if it's, and I was coming up to like the end of the road where I would have to make a right or a left, and I was going to turn right. And I was like, I wonder if it's going to turn right also. So I was keeping an eye on it, and I was keeping an eye on the time as well for some reason. As soon as I turned that corner is when I realized that the time had shifted on my car.
Oh, so you were still driving, like actively?
Yeah, I was actively driving.
Wow.
Yeah. Just because I was just trying to be so aware of everything, just, at that time driving and looking for this, trying to find what could be the source of these lights.
Just lost 20 minutes of time.
Yep.
But you never found them. You never went any further.
No, I never found them. And I drove past, where I thought they might be at night other times, and never noticed anything at all.
And that was due west of the ranch itself?
Correct.
Man, yeah, it's that whole thing is shady. Like, why does they see the UFOs in the sky all the time? Somebody said they saw dogmen playing poker in the woods.
Poker in the woods?
Yeah, just like they walked up on like
It's
2 or 3
really
dogmen
out there.
It's dogmen. I mean, what's the most unbelievable part?
No, honestly, somebody playing poker in the woods.
Nobody gambles in Utah. What are you, crazy?
No, barely drink.
Yeah, how'd you get that Guinness? Did you
That's
smuggle it in?
Secret. I did. I smuggled it in.
It's like being in Afghanistan.
No, I was in Nashville last week, so.
Oh, you were, weren't you?
Yeah.
I should have came up and did a one-on-one.
Yeah, you should have.
Close enough.
Yeah.
That's where the convention's going to be.
Oh,
Up there
yeah?
by, in Nashville. Not far. Hour and 40 minutes. Depending on which way I decide to go. Do I want to look at cows or I'm looking at interstate? That's the only variables.
I like looking at cows.
Yeah, big fan. That's what I would like about living out there, out in the West. I think I could survive out there for like a couple seasons and then go home. I don't know if I could
Yeah.
live out West forever.
I
know
think
that'd
I
be
could live out
permanent.
here forever. It's going to be cold. The winters here are awful.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I've never experienced a winter.
In your life.
I mean, it's cold here, but I'm not like winter, like maybe 20, 30 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing.
And it doesn't ever snow.
I wouldn't miss it.
Kind of, I want to see some big snow, like ski slope kind of snow, but I don't know what I'd do with it. I don't know if
No,
I just
you don't
freeze
know
up.
what you would fall through it. Yeah. And when we arrived at the ranch in March, the snow was starting. It was when the snow was starting to melt and the mud was real slick and I
Ooh.
fell and I actually herniated a disc really bad in my neck and had to have a disc replacement surgery.
Good
this
Lord.
summer.
You
Yeah.
get off the boat at Skinwalker Ranch and you break your neck.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's not a foreshadowing event at all.
No foreshadowing of the mysterious electrical fire, the job loss after my surgery.
What about the transition from, you said you were from
Connecticut.
big pharma to being a Reiki
yeah.
practitioner?
Yeah.
Well,
So
Connecticut to Utah could be a whole nother conversation too.
yeah. So I mean, that's a whole big story in and of itself. It
That's
learning
transition.
Reiki and
That's
energy
medicine to medicine.
It is medicine to medicine. So learning
Yeah.
Reiki and energy medicine was something that I felt called to do, and I've been learning and working on over the past 4 years. Well, at the same time, the past 20 years have been working with big pharma and biotech clients in advertising and research and development, scientific journal articles, big scientific congresses. And it was, it was fun. It was interesting. It was fascinating. We worked in oncology and neurology, specifically multiple sclerosis. A lot of people doing a lot of good work out there, regardless of what people say about big pharma, biotech. There are some good souls. But I was just continuing to do that and doing, the Reiki and energy medicine on the side. But when I got laid off after my surgery, I was just like, well, maybe it's a sign I should just do something else for a while.
Yeah, when the universe starts taking stuff away, you got to look at why. Because a lot of
Oh,
times
yeah.
it's not bad. A lot of times it's not bad luck. It's because you
Yeah.
weren't going to turn loose of it anyway. I've looked back and
Exactly.
saw things I just was so pissed off about. Like, I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. So I was upset for a while, and then I got over it, and I was like, well, now the universe has presented me with an opportunity to prove myself and do what I
Bet
feel
you're
like is-
happier.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you're like got that feeling in your stomach where it's not like it's almost like happiness in every breath, like when you're on vacation.
Exactly.
Living
I don't
my
have to sit
dream.
in front of a computer all day anymore.
I think if I ever had that kind of opportunity, I would still like have technology everywhere, but it'd be like fun technology. It wouldn't be like
why not?
emails and printers.
No printers, no emails.
Yeah, because I love it technology. Because I always wanted to get my own deer hunting ranch, but I would want to have like Wi-Fi routed through all the stuff so we could like I would probably wouldn't even be fair because I'd have like FLIR cameras out everywhere looking.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah. Of course, after a time, I'd probably just like, look, there's deer over there. I'd look at them. I like the game camera aspect of hunting more than actual messing with them nowadays. After 1 or 2, growing up hunting, I don't even have the desire to go anymore, even though I think I do.
I've
It
never
doesn't
been
seem
hunting. As a Hatfield, I've never been hunting. And I've never been fishing.
curse Devil Lance's name.
I know, but I do like to whittle. I'm a great
Well,
whittler.
How about moonshine?
What about it?
You like it? You like
Of
moonshine?
course I do.
Okay, checking.
Of course. It's in my
So
blood.
what's the I don't want to say benefit of being a Hatfield, but what's the is there like a stigma or that's not a good word. It's not a good word either. What is the routine you go through because you're a Hatfield? Like, do you go to conventions or do you meet up with your family?
No. I
Go to
actually went
Kentucky?
to West Virginia and Kentucky to the Hatfield, old Hatfield McCoy homesteads for the first time over Christmas and New Year's. I had never been down there before and walked the trails and saw the the cemetery. I was like, where do you bury people? The cemetery. And I sprinkled some of my dad's ashes out there because he would have liked that. And basically, it was kind of weird because my ex would introduce me as a Hatfield, like at a Mexican restaurant. And the waiter would be like, oh, my wife is a McCoy. And I'm like, it's 2022.
Yeah, it's such a to me, like I was telling you about the lady from the Pistolanes, the country group.
Hmm.
I was looking her up. She's a McCoy, so she's not a Hatfield. But yeah, she was an original as well from Martin County, Kentucky.
Yep. Yeah.
It just seems like something fun now that you could like say. It'd be a good subject for a podcast, like a tagline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I did used to have my own podcast, and I would introduce myself as Anne Hatfield from the Hatfield clan.
I mean, are you predisposed to weaponry? It's like you like pistols.
I
I don't
like
know anything about the Hatfields
I
and
like World
McCoys.
War II era stuff.
Well, yeah, that's cool too.
Like I would love to own a Ruger.
Here's what it feels like to me. It feels like being a Hatfield makes you like uber American.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to go with. That's the statement I was looking for.
Yeah. I guess
Feels like you
that,
got a little bit of skin in the game.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
It has the same feel of like when I think about Teddy Roosevelt. It has that same kind of like I just want to punch something and wrestle a bear feeling to it.
I often compare myself to Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, I almost feel like I was him in a past life. The way I get so anxious about stuff sometimes.
Like what? What was he anxious
Like-
about that you were anxious?
Like not anxious, happy, excited, like the outdoors, history buff, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You get really excited about maybe cooking barbecue. just the weird stuff. Like when I go out west, I like just to look at the mountains, like the way mountains look. I feel like it's like how he would feel the first time he went out there and saw it. I bet he was like going nuts when
Oh,
he get off
yeah.
his horse.
Yeah. Definitely.
There used to be because I worked for the Army, and there used to be a picture up when the building first opened, and it was Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders and the Buffalo Soldiers.
Oh, the Buffalo
And,
Soldiers. Buffalo Soldiers were actually around here a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was him and I may have mixed them up there because there was a Buffalo Soldiers picture, but it was also Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders in San Juan. Remember when they did the battle, and they were in the Caribbean, I think, and it had that, and I always liked that picture where he famously looked at a wounded soldier and said, "It in war grand," and the kid's like bleeding out.
It's a
Like,
war
yeah, Dick, it's amazing. Like,
It's amazing. It's a Hatfield. You just say rub some dirt in it and get up.
those are my hogs.
Yeah. My hogs.
You never go to the Hatfield and McCoy show in Gatlinburg?
No, there's a Hatfield McCoy show.
I feel like you should get royalties.
I
It's like a
probably
dinner
should.
theater. It's like a dinner theater.
Maybe I could get a job there.
They serve chicken and corn, and you get a biscuit. I'm gonna pull
Just
it up.
one?
Let me look. Well, white people love dinner theaters.
I don't
And I
think I've
happen to be
ever
a-
been to one. White people love dinner. Colonialism brought over dinner theater to America.
Dude, I take my kids off to dinner. I've never been to this one, but I've been to everyone around it. Hatfield
my
and McCoy
God.
did. Yeah. There's one in Branson, and I think there's one in the Gatlinburg area.
This is more impressive than the Skinwalker Ranch shit.
Yeah. This the phenomenon. Here we go. Boom. Fried chicken.
Now I'm hungry. It's really
It's
not.
basically medieval times with the Hatfield and McCoy is all it is.
I love it. I love it. Look at
This is
that.
cultural appropriation.
Absolutely.
You should be pissed off. This is
Is that like
hilarious.
a bridal party? What's going on?
Oh, that's just them dancing.
Oh,
See their beat. They're playing music, and it's the drums.
oh yes. Giant. Oh, are those like jugs?
Mm-hmm. They're buckets.
Buckets.
This is great. Who knew this would be? Who knew this would be as entertaining?
It is.
But yeah, you drive by, and this building is monstrous.
It looks
Like
huge.
it's like
It
a high
looks-
school football stadium inside of a building. And Dolly Parton's got one too. But hers has more of a Western show in it. It's like a little rodeo.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it used to be called Dixie Stampede, but they took away the Dixie. Now it's just Dolly Stampede.
Oh,
It's great. So I can zoom in on that.
I gotta check that out sometime.
This must have been their Halloween special. This guy's dressed like a pumpkin.
Or that could just be his regular outfit.
You know, I've been to Kentucky and I believe you.
Yes.
I'm from Alabama, so it's not too far.
It's not too far. All right. Do you want some video of
Yeah.
our friends?
Sorry about the tangent there.
No, I loved it.
Yeah,
Because some people don't even know about Hatfields and McCoys, believe it or not. And so it's
That
always
kind of
very
history.
refreshing to me when someone knows all about it.
that kind of history is what I eat up. That's part of
Yeah.
that Teddy Roosevelt way I feel about history and stuff.
Yeah. I stayed while we were out there, I stayed in an off-grid cabin in the Daniel Boone
Hmm.
National Park, and it was the best.
You know, there's some theories that Teddy Roosevelt started these national parks because of his Bigfoot sightings, and especially the
Oh.
Ozarks.
I like that theory. I like that theory a lot.
Say the Ozarks had the Arkansas howler.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, just whenever you're ready to share, put it up there.
I'm trying.
Devil Lance Hatfield.
I had such a beautiful monitor before. Oh God.
So the
now I can-
Skinwalkers blew it out.
I know.
I had a few people on here from who are indigenous,
Yep.
and they're also Reiki, and you can't say
Mhm.
Skinwalker around them.
No, you can't. It's
And I felt bad because
Yeah.
I did it like 3 times after they told me not to. It was like, oh, shit.
what are you supposed to say?
That's what I'm thinking. You know,
They
the
give you
ranch.
an alternate word, a more
Mm. Just don't
because
say
I've
it.
actually wondered that myself.
I talked to a Reiki master last night, Ann Larson.
How did that go?
She was fun. She was fun. She's more of a she wanted to talk more about the medium stuff.
Gotcha.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh, here you see. I'm trying to figure out like where the little. Oh, here's our friend.
This is blinding me. I'm gonna turn it down. Oh, I see it.
Can you see it?
I saw the speck at first.
It's going here over this way.
For those listening in their cars right now, there's a horizon line in the dark, and there's a obvious speck of something darting back and forth.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They dart back and forth.
You have to forgive me for this not being the most audio friendly one, but I'm telling you, it's entertaining. If you're listening on audio, go back and watch the YouTube video. Crazy visual aids.
Where is? Oh,
We got live
Lord.
video from Gatlinburg,
Okay,
the
let
happiest
me.
place on earth.
Is it the happiest place on earth?
That's what I hear.
Oh, that's likely a bug, not an orb. Oh, this one is cool because we actually shined a flashlight on the orb. So you can see it darting around willy-nilly.
Mhm. That's it in the middle there.
Yep.
No.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just there.
Yeah.
That's right in front of us.
Oh, there was that flashlight put some good
Yep. Look at
reference.
this.
Holy Jesus.
Hey, what's up?
Okay. Wow. Okay. People watching on audio, come in and watch this part. We're at 50 minutes in. It was pitch black before she shined that flashlight on it. It's not a moth.
No.
That thing was glowing on its own.
And look
I
at
thought,
that.
I thought we might have been looking like a mile away. That's right there.
Mm-mm. And there aren't fireflies.
Yeah.
The world is
The firefly don't move like that anyway. They move like this.
No, exactly. They
They move kind
blink.
of gracefully. They,
there's a
wow.
storm
Oh God, I should have turned the audio
in the
off.
sky.
No, I like the mushroom induced.
You like the David Bowie.
drinking mushroom tea. It's fun. Look at the pretty singing Blondie songs. Rapture.
I saw Blondie last summer.
That is pitch black and that thing's glowing. All right.
Yeah, and
Wow.
it's going up and
And the camera's steady, so it's not Patterson Gimlin-y. That's what it's doing.
nope. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell by that light in the back. Wow, that's the best orb video I've ever seen. Hands
Yeah,
down.
that's pretty cool, right?
Wow.
Let's see what this
I'm
one is.
fully invested now. Small kid over here. Turn him up.
Now I gotta find out where, because there's so many. Oh,
This ring light's where I can't see on TV very well, so I'm turning it down. I'm trying to get.
Oh, here's one it's in the sky, just darting back and forth.
Is that what they see over at Skinwalker all the time? That they
Yeah.
talk about?
Yeah. I mean, look how it's over, like real fast, just over now. It's over by the tree.
The fact that there's no lights on is the telltale sign.
Yeah.
The clouds just moved, right? I mean, like, 'cause it's more clear.
Is that it? Is that it there?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They'll come right up to you.
I'm out of coffee. Great.
All right. Let's see what else we got here.
Do you do any kind of like reaching out to him to meditating or
Yeah. So we did psychedelic vision quests on the land using real light technology.
Mhm.
And they would show up precognitively before we had the devices out. So it's like a closed eye experience. You lay down, these lights put you into a meditative state, and they seem to really enjoy those devices for whatever reason. I've done my own meditations out there a lot, and yeah, a lot of weird things came through for me.
like a C? You know what CE5 is?
Yes.
Like Stephen Greer. I
Yes.
got a friend who's in Blue Ridge, Georgia, who does this on his back porch of his cabin, and will send me the pictures, and he just makes it happen. It looks like that, but a little bit bigger, just in the sky itself. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I've wanted to. I don't know. I haven't done it, but my ex actually was on Blind Frog. And they did it there a few years ago, and there was some activity. So apparently it works, no matter what you want to say about Dr. Greer.
Yeah, he seems like one of the guys that got something good and then tried to fly too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Toward the
Exactly.
end.
Exactly.
You see that a lot with Bigfoot guys. They get one good piece of evidence and they need it. They don't care how
Yeah.
fake it is.
Yeah. So this image was sent to us by Ryan Burns, which captured, you can see the shadow, or maybe that's the shadow. I don't know, but he called it the flying turd. There's the mesa, and this, and like the homesteads are down over here.
I
On
don't
the
think you're
right.
sharing it. Let me kill that one. Oh, wait. You're still sharing that video.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
still
Hold
see-
on. Let me
Yep.
share. Present.
Keep glancing over my other monitor that has this like a minute delay. I'm like, what is happening? Why am I? Oh,
What is she doing?
wrong monitor. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Here's the turd. I don't like that name for it. But as I was looking at it, and it's so blurry because it was just caught on one of the motion cameras, it looks like if anybody has seen the show, when they catch the orbs or UFOs, UAPs that are
Cube.
like, no, it's like a line, it's a sphere, and there's a line down the middle separating the two hemispheres. To me, that's what it looks like. And they just kind of pop in and out.
I can make this bigger on my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the possibility of looking like maybe a bug with a wing blur.
No. And it
Yeah.
was like one frame. That was it.
One frame and it just went away.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Spy point.
Now, can you see the new picture I put up?
Let's see. I still see the turd. It's collaboration.
Let's deturred.
De-ass the area, as they say. I didn't know till today that Blondie's name wasn't Blondie.
Steady Mary.
His name's Deborah. Okay, it's up now.
So we were having a get together, and somebody took a photo with a drone. And you can see here at the top, there's this strange, large flying thing.
Yeah, that's
glowing. Here's a close up.
it's like a Dementor.
Yeah, right? It's wild. It's wild.
It's almost like the same shape as that thing in the clouds a while ago, but horizontal instead of vertical.
Exactly.
And she said,
Yeah.
like theorized to be a rip in the sky.
Right. To me, it looks more nuts and bolts without the nuts and bolts. Like it's very fluid. I don't know what the hell it is. What is this? That's probably nothing.
It's mud.
Oh, the red orange orb. Yes, those will show up. The orange orbs. All right. I don't know if you want me to. Let me see if I got anything else good here.
Pretty decent stuff. I mean, it's clearly the place you said it was. It was.
Yeah. I mean, there's also weird lights on the mesa.
What made you move from there?
Just because I broke up with my ex.
Oh,
That's the only reason. Or else I'd still be there.
I thought he might have sold it for millions of dollars.
No. Okay. Here's some lights on the mesa. Oh Lord.
You think that'd be worth a little bit of money then?
Yeah, yeah.
They're clicking on them. I'm still seeing the thumbnails.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Looking in your
Okay.
folder. I'm gonna hack your laptop
Please do.
through your folder names. That's what I do in my spare time. Hack people's Google Drives and steal their vacation photos.
Trust me, there's nothing on this computer that's that exciting.
I don't think there's much on any computer other than maybe like Area 51.
Right. Good luck getting in there. That's why, the government opted to research Skinwalker as opposed to Area 51, just because they couldn't, it was more accessible.
What do you think the fast little drones are? Like the Tic Tac object that they're seeing in the ocean and
Yeah,
the
I
Foo
mean,
Fighters.
yeah, I think they're some type of UAP, some type of submergible. I mean, they found cavernous oceans, or where
Mhm.
there used to be oceans below the Earth's surface. We don't know anything about our oceans because they're so deep. And it's totally plausible to me that maybe, the mole people have some Tic Tacs.
The mole people,
I don't know.
the reptilians.
The reptilians.
Part of me wants them to be extraterrestrial or something like that, and the other part hopes it's us with advanced weaponry.
I mean, what do we need advanced weaponry for?
I don't know. Part of me doesn't want it to be like China.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I hope it's not China. We don't need that in our lives. But I hope it's, something interdimensional, extraterrestrial, because we can't be alone out here. I mean, we may not know exactly what the shit is that's coming up out of our oceans, out of our mesas, out of our skies, but we need to start having an open mind about these things. I think all over the place, and it's still not in the culture, even after David Grush and all that. People are like, what? People don't know about it.
I used to not understand why people didn't want to know, or they
I
would
know.
get kind of like you're joking if you said you're into this kind of stuff. I now know that it's because they're scared.
Right.
I know that's out of fear now. I used to not understand that until just about 2 or 3 months ago. I'm like, oh, that's out of fear that they're thinking that. It's like me whenever COVID came out, and I was like, that's not nothing, but I was kind of scared.
Yeah.
It kind of hit me. I'm like, oh, that's why they're saying it, because they're scared of it. And I'm like, I'm not scared of it. I kind of hope it does happen.
No, and you know what? It doesn't help to be scared because we can't do shit about it anyway. So you might as well accept it and prepare mentally and emotionally for it. And I don't know. I don't know.
And I think they're going to improve our lives if they came. Either that or enslave us. It's 50-50 chance.
Yeah. I just hope that humanity can maintain its sovereignty. So there have been videos of these mesa lights,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
it's
it there,
hard
huh?
to tell, but right above the mesa, there's just a rectangle of light that appeared. And this is to the east of the ranch, just a little bit. Oh, well. It's strange, and then they'll disappear. And it's just these strange, I just call them mesa lights.
Mm-hmm. There's no telling what it is. I saw the oil field out there.
Yeah, that's the derrick that was below the hill.
Natural
on the farm
gas.
next to us.
Cool.
Yeah.
The fact that you had pictures of the actual mesa got me dug in. Like,
Well, do you
it's the
want me?
real
Did you
place.
get those? Did you get those recorded?
No, I didn't. The ones from before we started.
Yeah.
No, those weren't on there.
Did you want to see the?
Yeah. Let's look at those. Get some good stuff here. This is like a master class in Skinwalker. Even had some cool tangents in it too.
Yeah. And that's not, I mean, it's not even all my stories.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell a lot about that place because it goes every direction, like we talked about. Every facet of the paranormal is there.
It does. And I rarely experience the same thing twice. I think what I've experienced more than once have been the stuff in the sky in terms of lights and quick moving objects, black spots, voices, Discord voices. Those are pretty normal in the orbs, but there have been some things, other things that I can't explain. And like you said, it really runs the gamut.
That's the freakiest part because whenever I watched the show pretty much. I'm caught up until the third season. I haven't seen any of this new season, but I don't know what else they would talk about. But I'm like, what?
They're drilling into the mesa
Mm-hmm.
and they're
Yeah.
finding stuff. I actually talked to a lawyer who here in Vernal who spoke with somebody who had a drill they had asked to drill into the mesa, and they told him to stop at you got to stop at a certain point and be like, oh, it's not going to go through any further. So I don't know completely, what shenanigans they're up to in terms of.
I think I saw that episode.
Yeah. So, because guys, I don't want people thinking my drills are shit. There it is in the morning. And this is the other direction. The skies are just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to.
That whole region of the country looks like that. Just
It's
amazing.
like Westworld. It's like Westworld.
Yeah.
And so I found one. I think across 4 days, like every morning, I would go out to meditate, and over 4 days, 11 arrowheads appeared when I got up from my meditation. Yeah. So that was one of them. They're beautiful.
They appeared?
Yeah. They weren't there before. And I stood up, looked down, and saw, at 2 or 3 at a time, just laying there.
Maybe it's your deer man gifting you.
I know. That's why I was never afraid of him. And I always, gave him tobacco. Every morning I would have a smoke with the land. And,
that's a big deal.
It is. It is.
That's a thing people gift Bigfoot with.
Yeah.
Is tobacco. I don't know what I've always questioned, since we're here in 2023 and you can the only place you can get tobacco really is like a gas station.
Yeah.
Like, are you giving Bigfoot like Newports or
Marlboros? You can buy. You can see Virginia Slims. I need a slim.
I can picture Bigfoot being more of a White Owl guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like a bad Leroy Brown smoking
around
big
with the box.
My favorite depiction of Bigfoot is the paintings they find in the caves with the crazy paint. Like, I picture them putting like paint on their face, but apparently they don't. What about a king bee twist? The Bruton looks like a big rope that you in the back of you got to pull off with your mouth. I bet Bigfoot would like that.
Yeah, I could see him liking some chaw.
Yeah, or Skinwalker would like that, or whatever Deer Man was.
Yeah, whatever Deer Man was. So here's the view.
Deer person. Don't want to be non-inclusive.
We don't want to assume genders. We don't.
Deer them. Deer they.
Deer they. So here's from the hill, the view of the
Oh, wow.
ranch. Mesa.
Craziness.
Yeah,
That's literally it.
that's it.
Holy Jesus. That's the house and the homestead.
Yep. And then so this right here is tribal land. The sacred groves that Ryan was talking about in that video when he was mentioning my experience with the shapeshifter. That you kind of don't want to walk through, but yeah, if you
I took
work
a
so hard,
screenshot of that. Just
get right on.
I took a screenshot of that for the thumbnail. Didn't want you to wonder what I was doing.
Oh, that's okay.
Stole your material.
Steal it. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm just
That's amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
What else? Now I want to hear like the nitty gritty, even though we're closing in on time. But
That's fine with me. So I a few years ago before I moved out here.
like, what's the craziest thing that happened besides deer they?
So I'll tell you two more things.
All right.
First was after the fire, we were living in a camper on the land, and I was looking out the window, and it was maybe like 10 o'clock at night or 11, and it was right in front of the window. It was like it looked like a shooting star with a bright blue tail and a star shape at the end. Like you know that the more you know thing
Mm-hmm.
with the star and
Oh yeah.
that's what it looked like. Just moving slowly across right in front of me. And I was like, what the actual fuck is that?
The star was behind it.
The star was leading it. Like it was
Okay.
leading it. Yeah. And we get, I've seen a meteor shower before. I know what they look like. I know they're not 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, and they usually burn up.
Exactly. And
And they
this
go,
was this was just like taking its time. It was pretty crazy. Another time I saw an orb and I had a monocular instead of a binocular because I am not a Rockefeller, as I stated before. So only monoculars for this girl. And it was the orb was close. And I was like, I kind of want to see what it looks like closer. So I took the binocular and I'm looking at it, and it looked like it was standing still in the tree, just sitting there, but it was bouncing back and forth as soon as I was starting to look at it through the monocular lens. And, without it, it was still. But it had this like rainbow filament webbing, almost if you could picture like a badminton birdie with the red ball part as a light and then the net as like rainbow filament. And the filament part was just like spreading out like wings. At one point, it looked almost like a spider web. It was wild. It was
That was
wild.
kind of like that picture you had in the sky.
Exactly.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because it had like the translucent,
Yes.
almost like a prism in the back.
Right. And then I would say probably the strangest thing that happened would be a couple years ago. When I was living in Connecticut, I did the whole make 1,000 origami cranes in a year, which is what you can do when somebody falls ill. And my mom's boyfriend was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And so I was like, I'm going to make these cranes for him because he was like my second dad after my dad passed. And unfortunately, he passed within a couple months, but I'm like, I'm going to finish these goddamn cranes. So finished the cranes and I brought them to you.
1,000 of them?
Huh?
1,000 of them?
1,000. It took
Ooh.
the entire year. It did take the entire year. And I was like, I'm going to string them and offer them to the land. So there's a part of just on the barbed wire fence off the road where no one, would go take them. I would string them up, and we were going to contact in the desert. And this is before we were full-time living on the land, but we had stopped by to say goodbye to the land and go, on the road. And among all the cranes, there was a dead bird hanging that had no signs of injury. It's like somebody had grabbed it out of the sky, broke its wing, tied its foot around the barbed wire, like its foot was grasping the barbed wire, and used one of my strings from the cranes to wrap it around and tie it up, almost like you gave us birds. Now here's a bird for you.
So your string was on the bird?
Yeah. And so I didn't feel right taking a photo of the bird up there, but when I got back, I was like, it's just too weird. So I have two pictures of when we got back. Unfortunately, something grabbed. Unfortunately,
Tell me it got
something
removed from
snagged
your
the
phone
bird
on your way
itself,
back.
but its foot is still up there. So let me share that.
It's like you almost gifted them and they gifted you something back.
Yeah. And that's what it felt like. It didn't feel threatening. It didn't feel. So I'm
Here we
going to
go.
zoom way in.
That's the foot.
That's the foot that was tied, and it's clearly very visibly tied on with the string.
Wow. So something tied the bird. Yeah, that's not just like it was a
No,
string
it's
at
not
the
like it
end.
got stuck. It didn't get stuck, and
Yeah.
there were no feathers. It was pristine. The bird was pristine. There was nothing about it that showed that there was a struggle on the bird's part. And then I had tied some around the bird. So there's, those are my little origamis. And then again, closer in, you can see where the bird was tied up. So
That's freaky.
it is. It's very
The fact that it's
odd.
right in the middle. The fact that it's right in the middle is a thing too.
Yes, very, very odd. Very odd. Didn't really know what to think about that. I still don't. Again, I think it was more something that was a gift because it's not, obviously, if it's something paranormal, they don't follow our rules or morals, or may not have the understanding of what is not a gift and not a gift, or I don't
There's
know.
a little bit of as above, so below
Mhm.
feel with dealing with those kind of entities.
Yeah.
They kind of play like a really, really smart, no offense, autistic child. That's
Yeah,
kind
right.
of that values different things. Like may not
Yeah.
care about money, but values like a really shiny, a really crisp piece of paper.
Right.
If that, what I'm saying, this
No,
stuff is
absolutely.
real cool.
Absolutely.
But
We
like they're
would leave
more
stuff out
intelligent than us.
100%. And we'd leave stuff out there, but then we had, like those life-size Lego blocks that we'd leave around if they wanted to like make things, and which I know seems silly, but they never did.
What did Randy leave yesterday? But Randy from Minnesota. I reference him like he's like my mentor, but I've never met the man. He just got some of the best. But he left out a marker board and he wrote, "My name is Randy" on it. He gifts the things every day. He's 63 years old.
Yeah.
Takes a trip around his property, and I'll share it here. He takes a trip around his property every day, 40 acres up on the Canadian border, every afternoon, and talks to him. Check this out. Like, "Hi, my name's Randy. Can you spell your name?"
Oh.
And then
I totally get this. I totally understand it.
the next day, this is what he finds. They're turned backwards. I don't know if it rained or not, but I think if it rained, they would have rolled off instead of turned backwards. He has really good evidence, and I could show a screenshot here in a second that is from his place that'll make you gasp, clutch your pearls a little bit. But every once in a while, he'll show something like, "Randy, calm down. You don't have to." I'm like, "We already believe you." Every once in a while.
But every time there's something new, it's so exciting.
Yeah, he gets excited. Like, it's one of those things like like you have to take the good with the bad because there's so much good.
Yeah, yeah.
Where is that? This dude. God, I don't want to waste any more of your time here.
You're not wasting my time. I have nowhere to be.
Yeah, me neither. The only thing I got going on is watching TV in a little bit and my show that's going to air, but I don't have to do it because I did it like 6 months ago. God, where is it, Randy? Don't tell me Bigfoot took everything away from. I'll kill that. Oh my God. Tell what I'll do. I'll go back to his page because he did share it. But anyway, do you know who Doug Highcheck is?
No.
Monster Quest from History Channel or something.
Never have seen it.
Yeah, he went out to Randy's place. Like a bunch of the more famous Bigfooters have been out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I may have been the first podcast he was ever on though.
Oh, that's cool.
He had a book written about it. It's on Amazon. I've had the author on with him. That's pretty cool because when the author's like, he saw a portal that looked like an elevator door open with the northern lights coming out of it.
That's crazy.
And 2 orbs floated out.
Yeah.
And the orb started crunching.
Crunching?
And the orb started crunching the leaves. They turned into Sasquatch.
Oh yeah, that's what I hear. Is that?
Mm-hmm. Here we go. I've stalled enough, but the orbs turned into Sasquatch.
Yeah, right.
This here is Randy's place, the black one.
Okay.
Notice the ridges.
Yes.
Notice the elbows.
Yeah.
And this on the left is Patterson Gimlin.
Yeah.
Tell me, I mean that I saw that. I watched a documentary. This is my screenshot. I watched a documentary on Patty just messing around. And I saw that. Oh my God, that's the same back as Randy's big.
It is. It really is. That's crazy.
And that's 6 or 8 feet tall. There's a picture of that particular area without anything in it.
So was it taken with like a trail cam?
Yeah, I think they put infrareds in the woods.
Okay.
And they just kind of monitoring it like a security kind of situation.
Yeah.
But that somebody's like, that's a bear. I'm like, I want it to be a bear almost, just to debunk it. But it's too not berry. But the back thing is crazy.
That is. It doesn't look like it. I don't know what kind of bears they have out there.
Just black. I think it's
Usually
just outside of grizzly territory.
Usually they're not up on their hind legs.
Yeah, for no reason.
Interesting. That's really cool.
But when I saw that angle of Patty, I was like, holy jeez, because I'm all about stuff being fake, just to not make myself heartbroken. I don't want to break my own heart.
Right.
And so
exactly.
I'll but whenever I see this kind of stuff, I'm like, I mean, what if that's proof? And it's just on my laptop.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Cool. Well, all right. I appreciate you being on. That was a really fun story.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
And we can you can definitely be like an all-star cast and have you back on maybe with a panelist. I'm thinking about doing something the night before Thanksgiving. I don't know what.
Yeah, I'll definitely come back on. This was fun. I love it.
Yeah, podcasting's amazing. Is this your first one you've been on, or no, you've had your own? Never mind.
I did have my own, and I'm going to start my own, but I don't know what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
So
bring me over there on that. I love being a guest.
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely be on mine.
Play a little music here. That way I don't have to edit the end of this. All right. And for right now, we'll get back with you.
Thank you.
I didn't know if you had a website or a Twitter you wanted to promote.
No, I don't. I don't really have social media, but my email is behind me. If anybody wants to help debunk or the photos or videos I show.
Oh yeah, everyone's welcome to try to debunk anything. It's amazing.
Debunk anything. I would love to know more. I'm open to alternate options.
She said, "Do your worst.
Do your worst.
Do your thing, internet."
Yep,
has
I'm
been-
at Hatfield. I can handle it.
Yep. And she'll shoot you if she can. So do what you may. Everyone like, comment, subscribe. Caffeinated Cryptid. We're out.